Hello friends, welcome to the kitchen, and do I have an exciting recipe to share today? I'm hoping and trusting that you guys will really like this recipe. Who doesn't like bacon? But vegan bacon, and why not make it super healthy using eggplant? So without much further ado, we're going to get started with the recipe. Take a look at the ingredients that you will need for this recipe, and do stay tuned to the end. I may have an update for you that may be of great interest. Okay, so we are ready to get started. We have our ingredients kind of lined up here already on the countertop. I have my oven heated already to 250 degrees, and we will also be doing this in the air fryer to kind of show you the balance of how you can cook it. It takes much quicker in the air fryer. It does stick a little because I don't utilize oil. You can definitely brush your basket with oil to kind of help against the sticking factor, or definitely line your basket with parchment paper. You can also, and I do, line my baking sheet for the oven with parchment paper so it prevents sticking. Okay, so here I have a little mixing bowl here, and I have all of my ingredients on the counter. We're going to get started with our liquid ingredients. So I do have coconut aminos, and we're going to measure it out to 3 tablespoons. So that's there. We're going to get that into our bowl. Our next item will be maple syrup, 2 tablespoons. Into our bowl. We are also going to have 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. And finally, for our liquid ingredients, we're going to have a tablespoon of liquid smoke. We're also going to add some seasonings. So I do have 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. I have 1 tablespoon of granulated onion powder. I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and I have a ½ teaspoon of black pepper. And we're just going to get this nice and mixed together. For those of you who are still utilizing salt, and I still do use a little salt in my cooking, you can actually add just like a pinch of salt to this, or you can definitely at the end of the cooking cycle just kind of sprinkle it lightly with a little bit of salt. I do recommend having just a little taste to see what you think of the flavor. If you want to add a little bit more pepper or additional ingredients, maybe a little cumin or something like that, definitely do. I get the sweetness flavor from the honey, and I get a little kick of the smoked paprika and the black pepper. So yeah, you can definitely also add a little bit more black pepper if you'd like, for a little bit more of that sort of peppery flavor if you like that with your bacon, so to speak. Okay, so once we have this mixed, I'm going to set it to a side, and we're going to get started slicing our eggplant. Here on the counter, I have Chinese eggplant, which I like because of the shape of it. Definitely you can use a standard eggplant. You want to just slice that in half, and then utilize your mandolin to get as thin as possible slices as you can with it. So I'm just going to start by removing the very tops of my eggplant. I'm also just going to snip off the very bottom of it as well. My next step is just to utilize my mandolin to get, again, as thin of a slice as I can. Once you get your eggplant sliced, I will say you may be left with like a skin. side. It's up to you if you want to try to make this into bacon or maybe something that has a little bit more of a meatier texture, still has that bacon flavor to it. You can definitely try that. Sometimes the skin may be a little bit bitter, but you definitely can try to utilize those pieces as well, or I kind of just pull them out and don't necessarily use them. Okay, I have the eggplant ready to go. We're going to go ahead and get it on the pan. I'm going to brush it with the sauce. Another item you can do, take a Ziploc bag, put your marinade into it, and then add in your eggplant slices and coat it that way. It's just easier and simpler for me just to brush it right on, flip it over, brush it again, get it into the oven. It's already on the pan. So I'll pull the pan over and we'll go ahead and get started with that aspect. Here's my parchment lined sheet. I'm going to take my bacon pieces and start placing them onto my sheet. And we're just going to take a brush. Once we get that side coated, we're just going to flip it over and brush the other side with the mixture. There's our tray of eggplant bacon. We're going to get this into the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. Around the 15-minute mark, I will check it to flip it to see if it's ready to be flipped so that it can bake evenly on both sides. So here we are with the air fryer basket. You can take a little bit of oil, like I mentioned in the beginning, mist your basket if your air fryer permits that, or do nothing at all. You can take your eggplant slices, put them on a plate or on another tray and just brush them and then transfer it. Or I'm just going to go ahead and use a piece of parchment in the air fryer as well. I will be flipping it just as I'm doing so in the oven. So we'll go ahead and get started, just kind of lining our air fryer basket with eggplant slices. So as you can see, this is just going to be a repeat of what I did for the tray. So I'm going to coat both sides with the marinade, get it into the air fryer. For the air fryer, the timing should be much less. We should be around 10 to 15 minutes. So about that midpoint mark of where I'm checking the oven, this should be complete. It may push a little bit longer between the 10 to 15, maybe pushing 20, but every air fryer is different. We will see how it goes here, and definitely you can determine the time that works best for your air fryer at home. There's our bacon. We're going to pop it into the air fryer and we'll be right back. So at the 15-minute mark, we're going to pull it out, flip it, and put it back into the oven for about another 15 plus minutes. Okay, friends, and just like that, our eggplant bacon is complete. We have some from the air fryer, which is definitely very crispy. As I was flipping this over, my mind was saying, I've got to get it out of the air fryer. And it did get a little browner than I would like, but it definitely has that crispy texture. You can kind of hear that. Gives you a little bit of that crunch. My son tends to like it on the sweeter side, so it does have that sweet flavor. If you prefer for it to be more like black cracked pepper, do add more pepper into it. You can back off a little bit on the maple syrup as well, and that will help your flavor profile. And then these guys just came out of the oven. It's generally good to rest them for about 10 to 20 minutes to just get them to crisp up a little bit. I feel that sort of crisp flavor on part of this, and you can hear that. Definitely gives you that texture of bacon. I hope you really enjoy this recipe. I want to thank you for joining me today. I am super excited that you find my content of interest. If there's anything you'd like to see me share or do that involves the vegan lifestyle, please don't hesitate to send me a comment. As always, I do hope you like, subscribe, share, and join me again here soon. Bye for now. Okay guys, here's the bonus. I ended up happening upon the smoky bacon flavored syrup. Now there's one thing I will say about it. It is maple syrup. It does also include natural flavors and salt. So my alarm bells go off when I read natural flavors. Like, why are you not telling me what the actual flavors are? Typically, it's going to be something like MSG, which is a do not do, do not use, do not eat product. I am going to contact the company and see if they will tell me what the natural flavors are. I don't know if this product is vegan, but I'm going to try to brush it on kind of leftover pieces that I have of my eggplant and see what this alone tastes like. And my son gets to be the taste tester. So I'm just going to take a little bit and get it into my bowl here. It definitely pours like maple syrup. It looks like maple syrup. And I may need more, but I'm just going to brush this onto the pieces I have, including the large pieces I did not think I would use. So I just kind of want to see what he thinks of the flavor profile. And perhaps if this turns out to be a somewhat healthy product, then just utilizing this maple syrup that's flavored to taste like bacon might remove a lot of steps and seasonings for creating your own vegan bacon in your home. We're just gonna flip these like we did everything else. Okay, when the air fryer is ready, we will get that into the air fryer and I'll have my son do a little test and let you know what he thinks. So the last bit for the bonus is out of the air fryer. It is crispy. My son did have one of the pieces that was not like with the skin, and he said it tastes pretty good. So in lieu of the mixture and the seasoning and everything that I created to create the bacon, perhaps you can utilize that simple maple syrup that has a smoky bacon flavor. Again, I will be writing to the company to see exactly what the natural flavors are in it, to see if it's healthy and it's something that we do want to consume. I will also note that it does make, at least for the skin portion, a bit sticky. The pieces without skin are not sticky. It's more of a crisp type texture of it. So again, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great day and join me again here soon.